let's get started. This is, I'm trying to see if I can find this right here. No, yeah, here we go. But I'm messing around with my Facebook page, and I think I need to backtrack here and go back home and see if I can find myself. Ah, yes, here I am. Very good. Excellent. I never know where I'm going to show up. Hi, everybody. Um, yes, this is Virginia Doll. I am an independent Stampin' Up! Stamp demonstrator. This is my Facebook page called Virginia's Creative Stamping Corner. I am live usually every Tuesday night so that I can demonstrate how to make certain kinds of cards. My main focus is usually cards that can be, duplicated or made um, with pretty much anything that you happen to have on hand. If you are a crafter, if you have cardstock, if you have designer series paper, if you have a designer series paper is what we in the Stampin' Up! Company call our beautiful paper that I'll show you in just a few minutes. It's double-sided. It has a design on both sides. Mostly it's 12 by 12. Sometimes it's 6 by 6. But anyway, I just wanted to let you know that that's what I do, and I try to inspire you to use what you have on hand. If you should happen to like what you see that I happen to show you, then I would be delighted to show you a catalog or send you to my website. This is my website on stamping as a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator. But you can also go to stampinup.com, their website. They have an online store. At this website address, it links you directly to that online store. You just go to this address and hit the shop button, and then it should take you directly to the online store. And then you would name me as your demonstrator, because they'll ask you who your demonstrator is. And then that way we get credit for whatever it is that you might want to purchase. If you don't already have a demonstrator. If you have a demonstrator, and I welcome you, I'm glad you're watching. You're watching the live or watching the replay. That's wonderful. I do appreciate your supporting me in this way. And then you can go ahead and order from your own demonstrator. I am, let's see, gonna try to do full screen here. There we go. And I am definitely on here. As far as I know, let me listen to myself and see if the sound is right. I should have my closed captioning, but I don't see it here. Let's see, let me click on that. Oh, it's on off. It should be live captions. I like to have live captions available. Sorry about that. Okay, so let's see what we have. I'm hoping that the sound is okay. Let's see here. Okay, good. We got that. And I can see now, I see my captioning. Okay, good. I'm sorry. There are oftentimes little bits and pieces here and there that I forget to do, so I apologize for that. So let's go ahead. I don't want to get too loud over here. I apologize for that. So let's go ahead. I don't want. Okay, there we go. That sounds good. Sometimes my audio has been ridiculous and not understandable, so I wanted to make sure that that wasn't the case here. Okay, so let's get started then. Well, anyway, I mentioned that I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator. I have been for about 19 years now. I keep going back to 18 years, but it's actually 19 years. We do have several catalogs. The current one, the yearly or our annual catalog, lasts from May of this year through April of 2023. And then we are in the process right now of closing out our mini catalog. There's a last chance sale that is happening right now along with a clearance rack refurbishment that is taking place. And also, anyway, that last chance sale is items from this mini catalog that are retiring and not carrying over into a future catalog. So that's well worth checking out. Many of the items are um, 20, 30, 40, 50% off. So check on them, and they are only available while supplies last. So that's a very time sensitive type of thing. So while supplies last, go ahead and check it out on the online store and see what is available. Let's see. I also wanted to let you know. Let's see what else is going on. Oh, there on tomorrow, not tomorrow. Tomorrow's Wednesday. On Thursday, the 15th of December, they're having a free shipping event, I guess is what you call it, and they want to allow you um, to purchase product up to $75 or more, and once you do that, you get free shipping. So that's only that one day, the 15th of December. So keep that in mind too. So there's a lot happening, a lot going on, end of the year kind of things. If you do not have a demonstrator and do not have a catalog, please leave me a comment. And I will make sure that I get that information to you. The new catalogs are coming. As a matter of fact, I'm going to give you a sneak peek. I can't show you the inside, but our mini catalog is starting on the 4th of January, or the 5th of January, sorry, and it lasts through April, the end of April. Right now I can't show you the inside, but I do have something special planned for next week, which involves the inside of this catalog. And then on top of that, while this catalog is live and until just through February, January 5th through the end of February, there is something called Celebration. And every time you order $50 or more, items in this brochure are available for you to add to your order at no cost. They're free. So many of the items in this brochure tie in with the items that are in this mini catalog. So it's always a fun thing. And this year in 2023, we're only going to have one celebration. Last year we tried something different and had two celebrations. This year the company is just going to do, and they've shortened the length of time for the celebration. They shortened the length of time for the mini catalog, I should say, not the celebration. Celebration is usually about a month. But anyway, so that's all that to keep in mind. So that's upcoming. Okay, so, and next week, make sure you tune in to see my sneak peek of products from that new mini catalog. I can't show you the inside of the catalog, but they tell us that we can go ahead and put the products out for you, show them to you in our live events and whatnot. We just can't show you the catalog, which is kind of interesting, but there are many items in the catalog I don't have either. So we'll do that next week, starting at 7 o'clock, the 20th of December. Tune in to see a sneak peek of what's going to be available in early January, January 5th. Hi, Deanna. It's glad to see you. Thank you for tuning in. Bless your heart for always being here for me. I do appreciate your being here and watching the live on a regular basis with me. I hope you'll enjoy tonight's card. So let's go ahead. I think I've pretty much gone through all the blah blah blah, the stuff that I need to go through just to kind of get you through an introduction to Stampin' Up! and what it is that I do. All right, the card that we're going to make this evening is actually a gift card. It was inspired by Jackie Bolhuis, and she actually, all the cards that I have made to show to you tonight are all ones that are inspired by her Volume 7 Fun Fold class. She's done 7 classes where she does at least 4 fun folds, and she and her husband do this together, which is it's a riot. It's really, really good and a lot of fun to watch. She says if Dave can make it, anybody can do it. So This is my version of one of the cards that she made. It's a fun fold card, and so that way I have to show you several different things. I tweaked it just a little bit, and of course I used different designer series paper, and all the designer series paper tonight is Christmas paper, but I made it into a gift card holder. So there's your gift card inside, okay, this card right here. So there you go. And of course I embellished the envelope with some designer series paper, nice and matchy matchy. And I used this paper, and let me show you that to you really quickly. Now this is, as I said, the designer series paper, the stamp set that I'm showing you tonight. All of this is on our clearance, not clearance rack, but in the last chance sale. So this is the Sweetest Christmas designer series paper, and it came with the sweetest. Let me see if I can find that really quickly. I did not mark that. Oh, shame on me. I did not mark that in my catalog. I think it's called the Sweetest Christmas Bundle. Brightest Glow Bundle. Let me see. I'm sorry. It's one of the big ones here in the front of our catalog. Okay. It's the one with all the candy canes all over it. Alright, so here it is. It's actually the very first suite that you see, page 8 and page 9 in your mini catalog. This is the suite of products. Sorry, that took me a couple minutes to show you that. And the designer series paper is wonderful. The dies, I did not get the stamp set or the dies. However, I did purchase the paper. And the dies, some of the dies actually, and you can see right here, that would give you an indication that they actually cut out some of the parts of the designer series paper, so you can cut out these candy canes. You can also stamp your own candy canes of different colors. So, anyway, I did purchase the adhesive backed seasonal sequins, which are right here. Okay. And I did purchase the Real Red and Garden Green ribbon pack. And here is the, okay, hold on, let me put this out here. This ribbon is beautiful, beautiful garden green ribbon. This is the Real Red ribbon. See the same? Okay. I did purchase those two things. Let's see, Garden Green and Real Red are real staples as far as I'm concerned, as far as Christmas colors go. But anyway, let's look at this designer series paper really quickly. It is 12 by 12. The colors that are in this designer series paper are Garden Green, Pool Party, Real Red, and Sweet Sorbet. And I'm reading on the back of the little insert that always comes in the back of the designer series paper. That's a really good thing to hold on to remind you what colors you're dealing with. Alright, so here's one. I'm going to show you the striped side first. We're going to go through this very quickly. Hopefully it won't blind you. Okay, because it's going to be a little bit, there we go. So lots of stripes. Different stripes of all kinds, candy cane stripes. And the largest one, there you go. That reminds me of that peppermint candy that is like a little gumball. Well, actually not really a little gumball. It's a fairly nice size, but it's really soft. And it's like buttermints. It melts in your mouth really fast. That's what this reminds me of. And then I'm going to flip this over to the other side. And here are the other colors. This definitely, these colors can be, these at least these three anyway, can be used throughout the year. So anyway, and then there are two different candy cane ones. This one has red and green. This is red only. And then the candy canes that you can actually cut out with the dies. Alright, so that's the the Christmas, the Sweetest Christmas bundle and suite, and that's where we're starting tonight. All right, so what we need to make our gift card holder, here are the pieces that we need. And of course our envelope, which we will decorate in a few minutes with a piece of designer series paper that is 6 inches by 2 1/4. Okay. We have a piece of designer series paper that is 3 3/4, 3 3/4 by 2 3/4. And I've taken the liberty of using one of our retired punches, but I think this is like a 3/4 inch punch. And you can have any punch that has a rounded edge to it, and I just clipped out the center of it so that it can make kind of a thumb hole so people can pull the gift card out real easily. So there's that piece. You'll need scraps of basic white paper, and I went ahead and used the Christmas to Remember dies to use this with, and then I also used the Framed and Festive, which is one of the stamp sets that came out with the what's it called? The fitting florets. They had a special where you could get, I mean, it's ongoing right now as long as supplies last for these things here. This is coming back to us in the new mini catalog. But these items, the swirled embellishments, this stamp set which I'm using tonight, and the designer series paper are all items that are only while supplies last. So that is currently ongoing as well. I'm sorry I forgot to mention that one. Okay, so there we go. All right, so anyway, so that's the Framed and Festive set that I'm using. It is a cling mount stamp set. All right, and this is the one that I'm using. Have yourself a merry little Christmas. And I've already gone ahead and I've stamped that on this die, which is from the seasonal labels. Okay. And then we need the candy cane, which is, I actually fussy cut this out because I said I didn't have the die set. So I fussy cut this one out. All right. Then I needed 2 pieces of basic white. These are both 2 1/4 by 4. A piece of designer series paper, which is 3 3/4 by 3. Another piece of designer series paper, which is 3 3/4 by 5. A piece of, let's see, my real red, 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. Okay, and we did score this. All right. No, that's the green. I'm sorry. This is 4 inches by 8 1/2. I'm sorry. Scored at 5 1/4. I'm not looking at what I'm doing. All right. So there's that. Then we have 2 pieces of real red. One of these is, okay. This is the card base, so this is 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. And then the other one is 8 1/2 by 2 1/2, and we scored it at 4 1/4. All right. So all of that information I'll have in the comment section for you, or you could go on to YouTube and find Jackie Bolhouse and ask for her, or look for her Fun Fold Volume 7. And this is the very first card that she shows. All right, so let's go ahead and do just a little bit of assembly work because I could do that side. That's interesting. I hate covering up the 2-sided paper because it really is so nice. I think I'm going to do something which is a departure from what I normally do. I normally use a different glue, but I'm going to just use this tonight since I don't have my other glue over here. So my other adhesive that I normally use. And I'm going to go ahead and glue this down. And remember to make sure that you butt it up against the edge of the fold in the envelope flap. All right, and there we go. I'm going to smooth this down and move that a little bit now that I have my glue. I can smudge it just a little bit there. All right. All right, now I'm going to use my scissors to cut around the edge of that. Typically I don't use the glue because I don't want to have a on the edge of it there. Remember I said that the designer series paper was 6 inches by 2 1/4. Could be 2 1/2 if you wanted to make it that much. Okay, I'm going to try to use as a minimal amount as I possibly can. Okay. Very good. All right. Excellent. So there's that envelope already done. Okay. Now let's go ahead and assemble our card base, which is this piece and this piece. And we're going to go ahead and use our bone folder. Okay. This is the piece that comes up from the bottom. This will be adhered to this real red piece, and then we will take this piece of designer series paper and add that to this. So most of this is pretty much once you get the card pieces, even though there seem to be a lot of pieces to this, once you get the card pieces put together or cut out, it's just just a matter of assembly. So this is a new bottle of glue, so here we go. I'm going to kind of be a little bit generous with this glue here. All right, and I'm going to center this as best I can. Okay, give myself a little room up here at the top. There we go. Okay. So just gluing the pieces together. All right, now we're going to glue this on. I believe that's the next step. Okay. Glue on our designer series paper. Okay, sorry, I didn't realize that I'm out of your vision here. Trying to do this so that you can see this. Again, doing this to kind of center it as best you can on the piece of garden green. Okay, very festive. Makes me feel very Christmassy using these colors. Okay, and then we're going to take this piece of designer series paper, the candy cane, multicolored candy cane piece, and we're going to attach that to the front right here. This way. All right. And this is a non-directional piece, so you can tell that you can put this pretty much any way you want to. It's not an upside down. Some of the pieces on here are definitely directional in this designer series paper pack, but watch that when you're doing stuff like this. If you were doing this, you would want to do this one landscape and this piece portrait, so if that makes any sense to you. So there you go. There's those main pieces. This is the piece, and we're going to go ahead and use this piece next. We're going to attach our basic white paper to this on the inside as well as on the outside of it, because this is where we're going to put our messages and our sentiment and so forth. All right, so here we go. Looking for there we go, my bone folder's right there. Let's go ahead and add this to the inside, and I didn't put anything on the inside of this, and I have to go back and do this part too. So there we go. That was the last part I actually did. All right, so this is going to go on the inside of the red, the real red 8.5 by 2.5 piece that was scored at 4 1/4. Okay, this is where you can write your message. Again, centering it as much as you can. There we go. All right, now we're going to put this piece on the front. And since we're not doing any actual stamping on this part, we're just going to put it on the front of our card as a background to, okay, make sure I've got it on the right side. Okay, sorry, the camera keeps fading in and out. There we go. All right, now before we start assembling the front part of this, let's go ahead and put this on the inside of our card. Now, this is going to go so that you can, the recipient of this gift card holder, when they open it up, the gift card will be right there and they can just pull it out. It's going to be a pretty snug fit. The gift card that's in here is a slightly smaller than your everyday gift card. So I think I used tear-in tape on the outside of that, but I found that I couldn't fit a regular gift card in there. So I would suggest that you use a little bit of glue on 3 sides, just a little strand of, just a little bit of glue, and make sure you get as close to the edge as you can. Okay, see that? All right, and then you're going to, as I said, put the thumb notch down at the bottom, and it's going to give you a little bit of room here. I didn't make it really super big here. So there's plenty of room. Center it as best you can. All right, and you should be able to just slip that card right in there without too much of a difficulty. I'm going to have to let that dry a little bit though. Let that dry a little bit. The glue will spread out a little bit. That's why you need to get as close to the edge as you feel comfortable with. Okay, and then you can put your gift card inside. So there's that part. Now, the last piece that we're going to adhere to the card base is this piece here, and we're going to put glue on the back and center it as best we can in that space on the card base. All right, making sure that I'm going in the right direction. Okay, and again, I'm going to turn it sideways so that I can look at all 4 sides and try to get it in here. Because of the way this design is, it's kind of easy to get it in here fairly straight if you glued the rest of it on here fairly straight. So let's see here. That looks pretty good, I think. All right, and then finally, the last pieces that we're going to assemble here, because that's going to go like that, see? Okay, then we're going to pop up both of these things. So I'm going to use my dimensionals. All right, and I'm putting dimensionals on the back of my, and I will be using some of those seasonal sequins that I told you about. So let me pull those out here real quickly. I'll show you those colors in a second. Okay. I'm going to put this on here, and I'm going to put this little guy at an angle. It's very flimsy, so yeah, it's a piece of designer series paper, so it's not like the cardstock, not thick like the cardstock. But regular dimensionals will fit on the back of this, and I'm going to be pretty generous with my dimensionals here. Okay, and I'm going to put dimensionals on this as well, but I want to dry fit that before I do. I want to make sure that I put the dimensionals in the right place, because it's going to go over top of this, and I want both of those things to pop up. Okay, and you see how part of it's popping up, and then I've got the piece over top. That's one thing you need to watch. Yeah, sorry, I meant to say that earlier. Watch when you do the dimensionals. I'm going to have to pull this one off a little bit because you're going to have to, there, I'll move that up a little bit. This piece is going to overlap. This piece is going to overlap the little sign. Okay, let's do this like this, because this piece is going to fit over in under it like that. Okay, but you already have that on there pretty well. Your little candy cane is peeking out right there. So you're going to put dimensional here and a dimensional here, pretty close to the edge, I would say. Okay. And that's all I think I would do. I don't think I'll put any more dimensionals anywhere else. I'm looking to see. I think that's what I did. All right, now we're going to just sort of slip this underneath and center it. And there you go. All right, so that's done. And it is a little bulky. It is going to pop up a little bit because remember there's a gift card in here. So it is going to be a little bit bulky on that, but it should be the same weight as your regular card, so you shouldn't worry about having that go through the post office. All right, this is one of the seasonal sequins, kind of like an iridescent one. It's hard to see on the camera. The one is the garden green color, and then one is the real red color, or actually maybe that's more like the sorbet, the sweet sorbet. And then finally there is a gold color, the seasonal sequence. Now all of this is on the last chance sale, so remember that if you see any of this and you'd like to go ahead and purchase that. All right, so let's pull off, and I tend to like to use the little ones. Let me pull this so that you can see this. There we go. All right. And I did use that. I think I'll use the green this time. I think I will. Yeah. Let's just do something slightly different and see how different it might look. All right, I'm going to put one down here at the bottom, because remember we try to sort of make it a focal point, the focal point of the card. So we want to take it and make a kind of like a little triangle. Oh, I think I like that green. I like that green there. So you can see there's a little triangle there. All right, and there is our gift card. Very easy, very fast, very simple to put together once you've got all your pieces done. Okay, and you could do this with any Christmas set you have, any Christmas designer series paper. That's one of the reasons I like to show you this kind of thing, because I want you to just go ahead and make your own cards with the materials that you have on hand. And of course, if you happen to like something that you see, please order it. And if you do have a demonstrator, make sure you order from your demonstrator. If you don't, let me know. I'll be glad to help you out with that process if you don't know what to do, or just go on to the StampinUp.com website, and I had shown you that information before, to this my website, directly to my demonstrator website, and there's a shop button, and you can click on the shop button, and then as I said, I'll write all the information of the materials that I used on it on the card. And you can find all that stuff right there. So I'm just going to slip this on the inside here. Here's this one. It does fit rather snugly because of the other, and that's kind of a good thing if it fits snugly, because that way it's not going to go flipping out. But there is your gift card that we made. Here's the one that I made. Here's the one that we made. Okay. Looks very similar. It should. Okay, there you go. Now, the other two cards are fun folds as well, and I did pretty much follow exactly what Jackie did. I used, of course, different paper and different designer series paper. This is one of the fun folds that she did. This was a little bit more complicated because you took a piece of paper that was 8.5 by 8 3/4, and you scored it a couple of different places, and then you actually went through and you cut some of it. So here's this one, and this is the inside of the card. Kind of like a barn door type thing, but there is the card. And again, I did the same thing with the designer series paper. This is using the, and let me pull that really quickly. I have it sitting right over here. So it's using the Lights Aglow, the Lights Aglow designer series paper. There's an example of it. It's got golden, red, and green, and I believe that's soft succulent. So those are the colors in that one. So there's that one. And again, that one's a little on the bulky side as well, but I mean, it does lay down nicely. Okay, it's got a nice, and it's using Very Vanilla. And that's Very Vanilla, Cherry Cobbler, and Evening Evergreen. And that's all. So there we go. I thought that was really rather pretty. And finally, the last one that I did, let me see here. I'm going to get you the best looking one. The one I didn't mess up on. Okay, I think this one's okay too. All right, this one is a really nice fun fold. Using this is designer series paper that was brought back from last year. And it is let's see, the Painted Christmas 12 by 12 designer series paper. And so that's what this is done with. And then this is part of the stamp set that went along with the Painted Christmas. And there's the word joy. And of course you could write your message in there. And you could make this design here even lighter, but I did stamp off on that. So if I stamped off one more time, it might be hard to see, but this is just the beginning. See, there you go. Together is the merriest place to be. Okay, and I think you can see that I've tried to work with the words joy and Merry Christmas in these series. So there's all three of those cards. I hope you enjoyed that. That is it. And again, this is another one of the fun folds that Jackie Bolhuis and her husband, Dave, it's volume 7, and her last name is spelled Bolhuis. And you should be able to find her real easily on YouTube. She's one of the more popular ones. I watch her quite frequently. I like her designs. They're simple, they're easy to do, and using fairly minimal amounts of product. She's a pretty simple. She calls herself a simple stamper. So there you go. All right, so there you go. That is it for this evening. Tune in next week on the 20th at 7 o'clock for a sneak peek. And they call this like a catalog, not necessarily unveiling, but a sneak peek of the catalog, several products in the upcoming mini catalog and the Celebration catalog. So I think you'll be excited to see what there is to look forward to in January. All right, so take care of yourselves, stay warm, stay out of trouble. And Deanna, I will see you on Thursday, and I'm looking forward to having a nice meal with my friends on Thursday. That'll be lovely, and it'll be a Christmas, not necessarily a Christmas party, but a celebration of friends' birthdays. So that's such an important thing to do these days. All right, people, loved having you watch this, and if you're watching the replay, welcome again, and I hope you enjoy this. I am going to leave the information about the card at the end of the the video in the comments section. So thank you very much and take care. I'll talk to you next week.